Hi, I've got your plan open in Sheep Architect Premier X10. I don't currently have a working copy of Architectural, but I'm going to program your file so that it can be continue to be edited and viewed in Architectural when I'm done. So I'm going to go to an overview camera, your plan, and right away I see the first thing there is this wall there. Now in Architectural, you just can't click on a wall and select it like you can in Home Designer Pro and in Premiere. See, I can click on that and see that it's an attic wall. And I'm going to go back to Plan View and go up to the attic level. And let's see, let's do a dollhouse view of this. And I'm going to open the camera and turn off the show lower floors and overview. You can see this right here. It doesn't contribute to the exterior of the house at all. So what I would do is I would go into plan view. So let's see, it's kind of hard to tell which of these. Let's see, okay, we've got a long wall here and then that in plan view. There's no long wall. This wall here is not showing in plan view, these. So I would assume, well, it's hard to say. In Architectural, what I was going to suggest is that you just find the offending wall. Well, we know that this wall here, let's open and see what the wall type, that's an exterior type wall. And the wall that's offending here has siding on the outside of it. So we know that it's one of these siding 6 walls. I would assume it's this one. Let's just see by trial and error. Yeah, see, that's the one that's goofy looking. I would just make that one invisible in Architectural. And of course, you get this error message saying that, ooh, this is an auto-generated wall. In other words, it belongs to the software. Are you sure you want, who cares? I'm just trying to get a result. I don't care about programming. Now, this is caused by the mismatch in the roof planes. Let me get out of this camera. We'll get out of this one, and we'll go to Plan View. I'm going to turn roof planes on. Go down to roof planes. See, they're turned off. I'm going to turn on roofs baselines. When you manually edit roofs, you need to know where the baselines are and were and so forth. So here, this kind of strange looking setup here. I'm going to go back to the overview camera. That's what this roof plane here is coming up to here, and then we got an orphan piece of roof right there. And I'm just going to manually edit those out. You can't fix this in Architectural. Like in Home Designer Pro or Sheep Architect Premiere, I can just select it and delete it. Yeah, it just did. And I'm going to manually fix this other stuff, but you can't do that, and you can't manually fix anything in Architectural. Like this anomaly here, I'm just going to take this roof plane and delete it. And we're going to extend this one. I'm going to have to do a little bit more surgery on it in plan view. Not on this level. I'm going to turn off the grid. It's hard for me to see with the grid turned on. I think in Architectural, you'd find it under the View menu. Reference grid, angle snap grid, either of which I use myself. Okay, I want to find the roof planes. It looks like a roof plane. That's a roof plane. You like this mismatch of the overhang? Uh, See, in Home Designer Pro or Premiere, I can just fix it. Just reach in here and fix it. So I'm going to grab, again, you can't do this in architectural, so don't try. Just waste of time. Doesn't have the ability built into it, like Pro. Okay, let's straighten that out. Now, where's the other half of this roof? That it? Let me go back to the overview. Yeah, there's a break right here. Whoops. See right here where that mismatch roof was. I'm going to get rid of that break. Again, manually, you can't do this in architectural, but I thought I'd show you what you're missing by not having Home Designer Pro. It takes a while to learn how to do all this properly. I'm going to, don't show me this again and cancel. I never use that. It doesn't do anything but waste time. I'm going to rejoin that ridge so that now that I've straightened it out. See, now it's nice and straight as a string. So now I want to get this roof and this roof coming back together again. What I'm basically going to do is use the break tool. I'm going to click on this one and use the break line tool and whoops, missed it. Break line tool and break right there on the edge. So I can do this. It's just extend that roof down. Now I need to clean this up some, but that's basically, I wanted to show you in a 3D camera. If you watch me do this in plan view, it doesn't really communicate all that well. Here's what I just did. Here's this line here. I'm going to straighten this up and use the parallel perpendicular tool, make sure that's nice and straight. Okay, there's that one. These two here need to join at the edge, and they did. And then this one needs to hug against this exterior wall. I'll go back to the overview and you can see that's all kind of cleaned up. And then this, we tie in here with again with the join roofs tool. And then I've got this to manually straighten out. Let's see, I need to, there's a roof plane here that needs to mate up with this. I'm gonna move the roof plane up a floor. So I can see they were mismatched a little bit right there. I'm gonna make this one match the one that I didn't alter. And then this roof plane, I'm gonna send it down a floor because I need to edit it relative to the walls down on this level here. See, like this is coming in at an angle, and in the field, you wouldn't do it that way. So I'm going to put a break on this edge and another break in here so I can just reshape this edge and make it a 90-degree angle here instead of angled the way it was. See that? Let me give you an elevation view of that. Yeah, straighten that out. The only thing left that I would fix is this is goofy. And the auto generator, you know, does the best it can, but this is not the way any builder would ever build this. So I'm going to take that jog out of there manually. Of course, that roof wall jumping up like that, that's just automaticity type behavior of the software, and it's quite normal and usual. If you have Home Designer Pro or Premiere, that is. Okay, I've got that straightened out. I'm going to go back to plan. And here's this thing going all the way over there. You go over here on the end of it and just grab this and drag it back out of there. Where I want that to go is just over here in a, I'm going to go back to the overview and you'll see what I'm doing. See, I took this wall or this roof plane, or what I intend to do is extend this roof plane over to here. I think it'll make more sense than what's currently happening. Like here, I'm going to break that roof plane edge right there. There we go. Drag it over to here so that it creates a kind of a gable wrapping into, and then we'll take this roof plane. I'm going to break it in the middle like that. And then this roof plane here will tie into this new line that I created there. Join roofs tool. And the same thing on this one will make to this edge, I hope. That was my intention. And it did, okay. I think you'll agree this roof now makes more sense than it did when we started. Now the only downside here is you can't edit this again. If you don't like it, you probably ought to just start over. Because you won't be able to do what I did in architectural, except that one wall that I figured out where it was and made it invisible. That's the one that was sticking through the roof. Everything else, you'd have to have Home Designer Pro or Chief Architect Premiere, which is Premiere is what I'm using. But see how much cleaner this is now than it was when we started? And more straightforward. The geometry's smoother, and this will be a much easier roof to maintain and to resist leaks with than what we started with. Anyway, I hope this helps you. I'm going to post this plan with the rest of the video and so forth, and you can use it if you like. But I really strongly recommend. You know, I've already redone it so that you can continue to use it in architectural, but I would recommend that you upgrade to Home Designer Pro, and I think you'll be a lot happier. You know, if you're just doing this one project and that's it, well, maybe not. But I do this for a living, and so, oh yeah, in architectural, you can't click on these and actually alter them. In Home Designer Pro and Premiere, you can manually edit the framing, which you can't do in architectural. See? That's kind of goofy. I think probably in architectural, you just have to rebuild the framing, which would be right here, build deck framing. Maybe it'll rebuild that. Doesn't look like it. Try it again. I don't know why it's not doing that, but this framing going through the stairs, you know, is no good. I hadn't even noticed that. I'm going to delete the framing because I can in Premiere, and I could also do this in Home Designer Pro. But this is probably some old deck that you used to have there, and when you deleted it, you didn't delete all the framing. I'm just deleting some of this stuff, and hopefully we can just regenerate it. That's what my hope is. Let's click in here and order the framing built again. Okay, that put that back. So it's, some of this is responding to, yeah, here's some more junk here. I'm just going to manually delete that. I'm just left clicking and then hitting the delete key, by the way. But you can't do it. You can't do this sort of operation in architectural. That looks quite a bit better. Some of this doesn't matter very much, but that caught my attention because it's kind of goofy looking. Let's go over here and maybe this, you didn't designate it. Oh, you designated a balcony. That's why the framing hadn't filled in. Okay, that's fine. You can call it a balcony if you want to. I've done about all the damage, the good damage I can do to this plan. I think everything else is kind of straightening up pretty much. I think if I were you, I would draw the foundation out under this porch. It looks kind of crazy with all that space there. That's up to you. You can do that in architectural, just manually draw the walls out under the foundation walls out under that porch. You may want to consider doing that on this lower deck here as well. I think right now you've got it programmed to be a deck, and so it's going to act like a deck. You might want to change this to balcony and give it a concrete foundation. That's about all I can pontificate for you. So I'll repost a copy of this plan that I worked on, save it. I'm going to go over here to file. No, I'll just save it. So thanks for watching. I hope this helps you. I'm sorry you can't do everything that's possible that needs to be done in architectural, but I did. As long as you don't change your mind, then this file ought to help you just go ahead and finish up the plan and create some printable documents to get this project created. Okay. Thank you for watching. Bye. Good night.